Welcome back once again, everyone. I'm Kid Plays Games, this is EVE Online, and in the previous episode we wasted everyone's time, yours and mine and developers and everyone's, by doing the Entrepreneur Market Agent, who gave us absolutely nothing to do with the market until the last 3 or 4 missions of his 10 mission arc. He made us do hacking, he made us do combat, he made us do ridiculous 14 jump round trips for no bloody reason. I hate that agent with the passion of 1,000 suns. It teaches you nothing that you need to know, and it just wastes everyone's time, and they need to just get rid of it. Anyway, that's enough ranting. Let's take out my frustrations by doing the Soldier of Fortune Advanced Combat career, shall we? This one's easy. Go to the mission site, blow everything up, come back. Accept. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look at the fitting screen. I am going to simulate this ship because I want to make this ship much better than it is. Okay, we've filtered it for the skills we have by the resources and things that can go on the ship. I want some better weapons because these 75mm railguns are pathetic. We've got more than enough power grid and CPU to let us fit bigger ones. So we shall come down to turrets and launchers. Hybrid turrets, because that's what this ship has bonuses to. If we look at the ship's info page and traits, bonuses to small hybrid turret damage. So, hybrid turrets, railguns, small. We could use blasters, which are very point blank range, high damage things, but I'd rather pick things off at range. There are 3 different sizes, 75mm, 125 and 150, with various variants of those things. I think we can do 3 125mm railguns on this ship fairly easily. If we click on charges and then click the guns, which selects all the ammunition that fits in these guns. If we put the antimatter ammo, see the range has gone up from, I think the fall off range was about 7,000 kilometers. Now it's 11, which is much longer. And we're hitting a lot harder as well, so that's nice. We'll keep that. And next thing I want to do is to increase the capacitor so we can run the enduring shield booster all the time, so we can be super lazy and not worry about having to turn it on and off when we get to 50% shield. So we'll go to engineering equipment, which is where all the capacitor stuff is, as we can see. And I think the best thing we can put on this is a small capacitor battery. Small compact capacitor battery. Yeah, it still depletes in 1 minute 20, but it's more than it was. I don't think we need these 2 overdrive or the damage control, to be honest. We can do more capacitor stuff. Capacitor flux coils are good for this ship. Change, so we get a restrained on. It will move our capacitor up to 1 minute 50 and put a second one on, and then it's capacitor stable, which means we can leave everything on all the time and not worry about anything. That's nice. Still got 1 more low power slot, lots of CPU and power grid still to play with, so we'll come down to weapon upgrades. Magnetic field stabilizers, because these boost the performance of railguns and blasters. Lovely, that's the damage gone up. We've still got lots of CPU and power grid, so we can investigate perhaps putting 150mm railguns on this thing. Let's unfit all this. And do we have enough? Yes, we do. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We are going to fit the ship like this. It's still just capacitor stable, but that's fine. Fall off range goes all the way out to 14,000 now, which is much better. We didn't have to use any of the semi-permanent rig slots, so that's pretty good. One other thing I may wish to do is to change this shield hardener from a purely kinetic one to a multi-spectrum one, which does a little bit less, but it does it to all 4 resistance types. So if you put an enduring one on, it puts everything up by 26%, which is pretty damn nice. So what I shall do, I shall save that fitting with the Save As button, and I'll just save it like this. Click the Save button. Then we can find it listed in Hulls and Fits. We'll deselect Community Fittings and select Personal Fittings. And we've only got 1, we just made it just now. What I'll do, I shall right click and View Fitting. This brings up the list of everything which is on the fit. So now we'll exit the simulation, work out everything we do and do not have. Blimey, okay. We're going to have to buy quite a lot of stuff The only things we have already is this afterburner and this shield booster. So we'll right click. We want to buy 3 of these. It's only 3 jumps away, that big station, so let's go there and do all this there. Alright, we've made it to the largest market hub in the game. Lots and lots of PvP outside, but we snuck past. We're nice and safe. So let's view this new fitting that I made. And I changed it slightly. I put an enduring afterburner on, so I'm going to right click and repackage this so it's flat pack for sale. I'm just going to sell it here. Don't care how much we get. Really don't care. And I have selected much better weapons. These prototype Gauss guns are the best version of the Tech 1 150mm railguns you can get. We know this because they have a meta level of level 4. Meta level is a quick numeric guide as to the quality of an item, with higher being better. Meta level 4 is the best of the Tech 1 because meta level 5 is Tech 2. Anything above that is seriously expensive. So let's buy some weapons, shall we? 3 of these. We have the shield. Shield is the only thing we have that we're keeping. Everything else we're going to buy. So we'll buy this. We're going to buy this. That's really cheap. And we're going to buy this. We're going to buy this. And we're going to buy 2 of these. Yes, I know they're expensive, but I'm buying them anyway. And we're going to buy a whole lot of this ammunition. A little bit expensive here, but I don't really care. 2,500 should be more than enough. Right, let's fit all this stuff to the ship. We'll just clicky drag, spam it all in, and this, and this, and that, and then all that. Right, we have accepted the agent mission, so let's set destination to it and take this newly improved ship out for a fight. Lots and lots of people here, lots of yellow skulls, lots of destroyed ships. This place is dangerous, so let's get out of here. It may be the largest market in the whole game, but it draws the very worst kind of people, as you can see from all the wrecks. Best not to hang about and take in the sights. Let's just get out of here. So our weapons optimal range is now 8,000 meters, which is fantastic. So what we'll do, we'll change the orbit to something like 7.5. Keep it range something like 12,000, something like that. That'll do. Just rearrange all this stuff now. We know now that we can be lazy and leave everything running all the time. Yes, we've lost the web of fire, but that really doesn't matter. I'm going to right click and remove mobile depots from the overview, because people use these mobile depots as advertising hoardings and it gets really annoying. If we look for depot, this is a mobile depot. It's a little base that you can anchor in space, a little personal base. It has a little bit of storage. It lets you change your ship's fitting in space. Usually you have to do that in a station. But the annoying thing about these things is that they're pretty hard to kill. They've got quite a few hit points, and when you knock them down to half hit points, they become reinforced and invincible for 2.5, 3 days, and then you have to come back 2.5 or 3 days later and finish it off. That's why people use them as advertising hoardings, and people draw big words in space with them using automated bots to get the spacing correct, and it's very annoying. So this weapon upgrade module we put in increases the rate of fire by 9.5%, which is fantastic, and the damage by 1.08, which is also good. Now, increasing the rate of fire with hybrid weapons means that they will, of course, fire faster, and that means they will require more capacitor to fire, because each time they fire, they take a little bit out of your battery, which is why I've added all this capacitor stuff on to allow us to do that.
Drive active.
Anyway, it's about time we did what we came here to do, and that is to blow up some bad guys. We're going to do this fairly quick because we spent some of our well-earned money, not ill-gotten gains. We only spent about $1 million just then. We'll earn that back very quickly. We're not messing around with the little rookie ship that you get for free with the civilian weapons. We've got the best weapons you can get.
Active.
With weapon upgrades, nice fast afterburner, and a really solid repairing tank on it. Okay, here is our first contestant, and he is well within our optimal and fall off range. So let's just fire one gun. Wow, I didn't even have to fire guns 2 or 3. Just one gun was enough. So let's put one gun on this guy and then left click on this guy and put another gun on him. That's how you split your fire. And we'll put gun number 1 on him as well. Right, he's dead. There's another 3 bad guys. Maybe we'll try putting one gun on each of these guys and see how we do. 1 and then left click and 2 and left click and 3. And you can have number 1 as well. Oh, this guy's refusing to die. Okay, they're all dead. Let's investigate the wrecks, shall we? These guns may only hold 40 rounds of ammo as opposed to 200 that the 75mm did, but they fire a lot slower and they fire a lot harder. So in the end, we're spending less ammo. That was some pretty good loot. And that is not. Okay, all the wrecks are looted. Let's dock up. Here we go. We got a compact micro warp drive which is worth 366,000 ISK apparently. Let's right click and view the market details. Well, it's worth 303 because that's how much we can get at the big trading station. Still pretty good though, isn't it?
Permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay, get all the loot we don't want to keep. Oh, bring the ammunition that we might want. I'm pretty sure we're not going to need 3,000 rounds now. But we've completed the mission. Give us the money. What do you want us to do now? Okay. Now, this mission is a suicide mission. It should have red text that tells you that, but it doesn't. What it says is that we have to use this ship that he's giving us, because he's giving us an entire ship at the start of the mission and it's packed with explosives and we have to ram it into a structure which will then blow up and then we'll escape in our escape pod. So we have to use this ship, so let's double click it to assemble it, double click it again to make it active. We have to use this ship. Here's a little tip for you. If you come up here, or if you right click the ship and select insure, we can insure the ship. So yes please, and we can pick a plan. So because we know that the ship is packed with explosives and it's going to explode, if we do the platinum plan, it's going to cost us 52,977 ISK, and if our ship explodes within 12 weeks, we will instantly be paid 176,590 ISK. Well, this ship's going to explode in about 2 minutes time, so yes please. There you go. Little sneaky peeky for you there. I think that agent should tell you about that, because players need to know about ship insurance.
Warp drive active.
This is a Griffin. It's a weird looking ship, and it does a very weird thing. It's basically a PvP support ship. If we take a look at its bonuses, it has bonuses to ECM target jammers, and if you remember from the new player experience, these are a taunting module that force the enemy to shoot at you and only you. So they're pretty good in PvP. You sit at the back in one of these, get the range of your ECM up as high as you can, move around as fast as you can with the micro warp drive. Something around 4,000 meters a second would be nice, and you stop the enemy shooting at your friends and make them chase you instead whilst your friends destroy them. Lovely. Oh, this is the same model we've seen about 6 times. How imaginative. I mean, yes, these are new environments that the developers have updated, but apparently they only had this one model for structures, so we're going to blow this up again. Little bit lazy, may I suggest? They couldn't be bothered to find different stations. They just reused the same model over and over and over again in 4 or 5 different missions. Anyway, boom! They're both dead. We're dead. Everyone's dead. Kaboom. Right, let's go. And if we look at our wallet, here's our insurance payment. So we took out a policy for 52,977 and we just got paid 176,590. Cha-ching! Free money! I do wish the agent would tell you about that. A, because it's quite funny, and B, because it's quite an important thing that new players need to know about. If you think you're going to get your ship exploded any time in the next 12 weeks, take out an insurance policy in it.
Docking request accepted.
Right. That's a suicide mission done. Even though we didn't die, we managed to escape in our escape pod. Excellent. Let's hand that mission in. Thank you for the money. Request mission. Okay, now we're being taught about warp disruptors, and these will prevent ships from warping away. Very nasty things. Let's accept that. So we shall get out our combat Merlin, and we need to fit a warp disruptor onto it, and we will do that by removing our multi-spectrum hardener. Where did he put the warp disruptor? Why is Aura not telling me that I have to fit one? Here it is, civilian warp disruptor. It was right there, I couldn't see it. That goes in a mid-power slot, so we'll put it there. Warp to the mission. If we mouse over it, we'll see it has quite a long range, because this is a warp disruptor. Now this one says it has a warp jam strength of 0, which is correct, because this is a civilian one, it's not a real one. When we mouse over it, warp scramble strength 0. Real ones, if we have a look up here, we'll just go disruptor and ship equipment. Warp disruptor 1. Tech 1, warp scramble strength 1. So that will work against players. So this is the guy we need to go and get. So as soon as we get within 20 kilometers, activate this on him, and he can no longer escape. His friends managed to escape, but he did not. So these are really good in PvP, obviously. Then if you can get your range on these things beyond the enemy's range, then you'll be able to keep them in place, and they won't be able to keep you in place, so you can escape, but they can't. That's all we had to do. We didn't even have to kill him, so we're just not going to bother. We're just going to leave. No, that's how warp disruptors work. There are 2 types of warp jammers. There are warp disruptors and there are warp scramblers. Warp disruptors have a jam strength of 1, but long range. And if we look at scramblers, these have 2 strengths of warp scramble strength, but only very short range. But crucially, warp scramblers will disable some propulsion modules, namely the very fast micro warp drives, like this thing. They will not turn off afterburners though, so we'll be alright. Well, we won't be alright, we wouldn't be able to escape, but we would be able to still move fast. So warp scramblers are evil. They turn off your micro warp drive and they prevent you from warping out. Very nasty things. What does he want us to do now? And now he wants us to repair a friendly ship with a remote shield booster. He's giving us a remote shield booster, so yes, we'll say yes to that. Unfortunately, we do. We have a Bantam, so I think this agent should give you a Bantam for this mission, because the Bantam, as we saw previously, has lots of traits to remote shield booster amount and activation cost and range. So this thing is most definitely a dedicated repair ship. So I think this agent should give you one of these ships for this mission. But he didn't. No, I didn't want to undock. I really wanted to find an afterburner or something to put on this thing. You know what? Let's just put a micro warp drive on it. Because we ain't used one of these yet. Let's just slap it on. Right, let's go. Now it'll be fast to get into range. The capacitor will last about 3 seconds, but it will be fast. Okay, we need to walk to a mission location, so let's go.
Active.
Because of the bonuses, this thing has a range within the 30 kilometers. You will notice it does have an optimal range, because it will repair 32 hit points to a friendly vessel within its optimal range. As it approaches fall off range, the amount repaired will fall off, as you can imagine. So this is the friendly damaged vessel. Let's click this eye icon and look at him. Yep, his shields are down, but they're regenerating themselves because, you know, the shields. His armor's a bit knackered. Let's just help him out. Click the look at my ship button. And there we go. Apparently that's good enough to make him happy. And he's just going to warp away, even though we repaired a little tiny bit of his shields, which are repairing themselves anyway.
Warp drive active.
But that's a nice little mission telling you about remote shield repairers. This is all PvP stuff. As I said, this is the PvP agent. The Advanced Combat Agent, as it used to be called. Soldier of Fortune it's called these days for some reason. But yeah, he should give you this ship and make you use it. Luckily, one of the previous agents gave us the ship.
Request accepted.
Okay, Mr. Agent, we've done that. What do you want us to do now? Aha, this is a suicide mission. We are being given one Merlin, and we're being told we have to destroy at least one pirate before we are killed by the entire pirate fleet. We've been given a shield emission skill. This is quite nice. This is the skill which lets us use these remote repair systems. Proper ones, not the civilian one. We've been granted level 3 of it by an expert system, but we don't have it ourselves, so we'll just right click and inject it. Now we do have that skill at level 0, but we do have it. We'll accept this mission. We can strategize here. What we can do is just assemble one of our other Merlins. I'm not going to take our best combat ship because it's a suicide mission. So we need to kill at least one thing here. Do we care about keeping our Gatling railguns? How much are they worth? 7,000 ISK each. We've just replaced all 3 of them with something better, so you know what? We're just going to use them on this mission. What ammunition do we have? Not an awful lot. So we'll right click our proper combat ship, open the cargo hold, drag out ammunition enough to load the weapons on this ship. That'll do nicely. Could do with an afterburner. So one way to get an afterburner, this is a little bit cheeky and something you can do. You right click your Corvette and you repackage it to flat pack it, and then you reassemble it, and then you can simulate the fit, and lo and behold, the civilian weapons and the civilian afterburner have magically reappeared from somewhere. Then you can right click and strip the fitting and take all these things off, and there they are. You can do this an infinite number of times. You just repackage your rookie Corvette, reassemble it, strip the fitting. There we are, another set of civilian garbage. So you can do that an infinite number of times. We want to fit one of these civilian afterburners to this ship to make it at least fast enough to catch up with something. Is that going to be enough? 606 meters a second? Yes, probably. Defense-wise, it should be able to survive just on its native defenses and hit points to kill one thing. That's all we have to do in this mission. Go to select everything, repackage it all. Okay, oh, almost forgot to insure this ship. That would have been annoying. Platinum. Yes, please. Insure my ship on this suicide mission. See if I care. Let's go. Warp to location.
Warp drive active.
I'm pretty sure that only one ship spawns in, and then only when it dies does the rest of the enemy fleet warp in, so it's not a difficult mission. But this does teach you about loss, I suppose. Ships in EVE Online are just another kind of ammunition. You just keep throwing them at the enemy until the enemy dies. Do not get overly attached to your ships, even though some of them cost many hundreds of millions of ISK. Yep, just the one bad guy so far. He's over here. Let's approach him, target lock him. We're within range to do that. Turn on the tactical overlay. It's going to take us a while to get into range. He hasn't noticed. Oh look, it's that same station model. Wow, amazing. This guy's firing missiles at us. Missiles always hit if they're in range, and then there's a very complex formula which looks at the size of the target versus the size of the missile explosion, and the speed of the target and the speed of the missile explosion. It's very complex. So is turret mechanics. Turret mechanics are also extremely complex. But we're absolutely wrecking this guy. I mean, he's going to die in no time. There he goes. Hello, Mr. Fleet. Let's go. Let's just go straight towards the fleet. We'll go right in between them. Spider drones will slow us to an absolute crawl. Yep. Webified 3 times, so our maximum speed is 12.2 meters a second with the afterburner on. And all of these cruisers will sooner or later realise we're here and open fire and finish us off. And will we be able to target? They're dampening our sensors, which reduces our target range and seriously increases the time it takes us to target anything. But we got a lock, so let's just go down fighting. Boom! These NPCs won't actually attack us, but if we have a look here in character sheet, interactions, combat log, filter it to show losses. Here we are, 15 seconds ago. This unfortunate event happened to us. This is a lost mail. Things in green is things that dropped as loot in the wreck, so we can come back here and get, miraculously, all 3 of our Gatling railguns and 374 rounds of ammunition. That's worth it. I'm going to come back and get all that stuff. That's nice stuff. And the way to do that, the problem we're going to have is that as soon as we leave this site, all of the stuff is going to despawn, and the site itself will despawn. So right click the wreck and select save location and submit. And that's it. Let's just warp out.
Warp drive active.
And when we hand the mission in, we can come back and grab all of our stuff from our wreck. So it's always worth checking on your lost mails, anything in green. Obviously this thing had nothing but explosives in it, so it didn't drop anything. This thing never drops anything because it's in the instanced event. So this is our first real loss, but luckily all 3 of our guns dropped. That's amazing. I mean, we get that for free. 187 rounds of ammunition is worth about 4 ISK, so who cares about that?
Docking permission requested.
That was a pretty good result.
Docking request accepted.
And of course we did the insurance policy scam again, so we got another 176,590 ISK in insurance fraud. Nice. Let's complete the mission. Before we talk to the agent again, I'm going to close that. We're going to get our good combat ship back out. This is it here. Going to undock, and we're going to fly back to that bookmark and get our loot. To do that, you can right click in space and choose locations, personal locations, and this. So that's probably the best way of doing it. So let's go here.
Warp drive active.
Wrecks only last 2 hours. That is your despawn time. That's how long you have to get your stuff together and to go back. If it's a combat site, then it will not despawn once you warp out unless you've killed everything in the site. So if there's still active enemies, you've got 2 hours to get a proper combat ship, come back, kill everything, and then get all your stuff. This is our little wreck. Here are our 3 weapons and ammunition. Thank you very much. And here's an enemy wreck. What did he drop? Some metal scraps. Of course he did. And now we're going to go to the location and we're going to remove it. Yep. Done. Cool. Good result. Suicide mission. Got all our stuff back as well. Love it. I was not expecting that. The rules for what drops are fairly simple. Every single thing on your ship, or every stack of items on your ship, rolls a dice and it flips a coin. It has a 50% chance to drop as loot or to be destroyed in the wreck. We got very lucky because all 3 of our Gatling railgun ones came up heads. Now, what happened here is that stuff in the guns did not drop, but the stuff in cargo did. And the civilian afterburner flipped a tail, got destroyed. So sometimes you'll roll more heads and tails, and sometimes you'll roll more tails and heads. It is not a case of 50% of everything drops. That's not how it works. Everything on the ship is rolled for individually. But we got a good result. Okay, what are we doing here? Now we're going for speed. Okay, we have to approach something, and we're going to be taking periodic damage to the ship, and we have to fly through the damaging cloud to the other side. We're being given a civilian afterburner and some light missiles if we complete the mission. But I think we should have a look at a micro warp drive for this. And I think we'll use our Bantam just in case it blows up, because we don't really care if it does. This has a micro warp drive on it already. If we simulate it and turn off the remote shield booster, its capacitor is stable and it moves at over 2,000 meters a second. So this will get us through this cloud in no time at all. I didn't bother insuring it because I'm not expecting it to blow up. I know what this mission is like, so let's just go and do it. Okay, acceleration gate. This obviously leads to the toxic environment because it wants us to be deposited at a very specific distance and place. And we have to head directly through a big horrible cloud of goop. That's the station. No, it's an electromagnetic cloud. Okay. Approach the station, turn on the micro warp drive, watch the speed go bring all the way up. There we are, we're taking 50 damage per hit from the turbulent storm. It takes a while to get up to full speed. We're almost there, we're almost there. I mean, we're about to bounce off the station. Alright, mission complete, let's go.
Warp drive active.
I think this mission is teaching you about environmental effects, which are a fairly new thing. I mean, this mission used to be, like, useless, but these days there are actually environmental effects in some places. So I suppose this mission now makes more sense than it ever did before, so well done, guys.
Docking request accepted.
Well, that was very, very easy, was it not? Okay, complete the mission. Excellent. Request the next one. Okay, weapon of choice. This is teaching you about your faction's favourite weapons. And it's giving us a civilian light missile launcher, which will marry up very nicely with the civilian light missiles it gave us in the previous mission. Now, we need to find a ship in our roster which can use missiles. Unfortunately, it's been throwing nothing but Merlins at us, and Merlins, if you check fitting, have 3 turret slots and no missile launcher hardpoints. But I think, is it the Bantam or the Heron? Must be the Heron, so let's get the Heron out. Open the fitting window. Yes, this has a slot for a missile launcher, so we'll put the civilian missile launcher here, put some missiles inside it. What's this? Civilian Gatling railgun. Oh, that'll do. That's probably going to be good enough to do whatever we have to do. Is it? Oh, probably. Let's just check if we got any more gifts from air. Yes, quite a lot. Probably all money. Hey, look at this. We've got 50,000 skill points. That's rather nice, so we'll claim them. We finally got 750 career points in total. We will talk to this thing in a moment after we've done this. Let's redeem all this stuff. Oh, look, it's another Merlin. Why does it keep giving us Merlins? This is like the fourth one. Remember, one of them we got suicided. One of them is our good ship, and we got 2 spares. There is a missile-based ship called a Kestrel. I wish that at least one of the agents would give us at least one of them. Because we are Caldari, we're supposed to like missiles as well as hybrid weapons. Okay, we're going to be taking a break from Soldier of Fortune and firing missiles at things for a moment because the Microtransactions Agent wants to speak to us. Yes, unfortunately this is a thing. Blah 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 blah. I'm the Microtransactions Agent. And the 2 AIs are talking to each other, blah blah blah. Get on with it. Get on with it. We don't care about your banter. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Just give me what you're giving me. Okay, we've been given a gift. Let's open it. We've been given a destroyer, which is fantastic. Do we have the requirements? Yes, we do. We've been granted level 1 of Caldari Destroyer by one of our expert systems. Oh, look, this has 7 turret hard points and 1 missile launcher turret. So I think we might be using this thing on this mission rather than our little scanning ship. So let's unfit this and that, and indeed that, and double click on our new cormorant. Double clicking it again to activate it. Ooh, destroyer. And she's saying the gift crate also came with a single Plex, which has automatically gone into our Plex vault. Plex is the microtransaction currency which is used for many, many things. You can use it to buy the subscription game time. 500 Plex will buy you 30 days of game time. And as we see, 1 Plex is worth currently 4.7 million ISK. So 500 of them is going to be just under, what, 2.3 billion, something like that. So you're going to have to get really quite good at EVE Online to earn that amount of money every 30 days. But if you can, then you can buy Plex. Plex is bought with cash on the EVE Online web store, and then it goes automatically into your Plex vault. The Plex vault is shared between all of your characters on the same account, and it is 100% safe. Nothing in the Plex vault drops as loot. It is completely safe. That's a legal thing because it has a real world monetary value. As well as game time, it's used to buy vanity items, which is what we're about to be shown. Let's put this here, put this up here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we can also track the Plex in the wallet. It has this entire Plex thing here. We have 1 Plex. Wow, amazing. Okay, now she wants us to open the New Eden store. We could do that by clicking Shop in the New Eden store in the Plex vault. We can do that by clicking Shop in the New Eden store in the wallet. We can click it here on this icon which cannot be moved or removed. So let's do this. And wow, wouldn't you believe it? Look, there's some vanity skins which are available today, right now, for us, only this one-time offer, and it costs exactly 1 Plex. Ooh, that's lucky. As you can see, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vanity skins for your ship. And it really wants us to buy one of these 2 skins. That one is like Hello Kitty. This one is just black and gold. So we'll click on this. We'll click buy now. And our 1 Plex is gone. And we have bought a vanity item. So we just click up here or press escape to get out of this horror show. We'll get rid of the wallet as well. Then we have to redeem this thing. So we'll redeem it. There we go. Now we can sell this on the market if we so wish because it's an item at the moment. Or we can just right click and apply it. Skin, activate license. It is now activated. It has not been applied to the ship. It's just been activated. So to activate it, you go to Fitting, Personalization, and here is a list of all the skins available. At the top are the ones that we own. Here are all the other ones. You can preview them just by clicking on them. Ooh, fancy. Vital Shift Eagle is by far the coolest Caldari skin. This glowing red Knight Rider style stripe turns cold blue when you're in warp. It looks really cool, but it's also very expensive. Some of these skins are extremely expensive because they're only ever released once. I don't know why. I think the developers don't understand how money works. So they think that having some sort of faked digital scarcity of something they could endlessly reproduce in infinite numbers somehow makes people give them more money. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if people want to buy this thing, have it available all the time and sell it cheap, and more people will buy it and they'll end up with more money. But they'd rather have it so this is outrageously expensive, so no one buys it because no one can afford it and they don't get any money. Anyway, I digress. To activate a skin you own, you simply click on it, and ta-da! Our ship is now all cool and snazzy. Now, the good thing about this skin is if we had a Merlin skin, we could apply it to any number of Merlins we had. So you buy one skin once and you can use it forever. It is bound to your character, not the ship. If this cormorant gets blown up, the skin is not lost. It's still available to put on any number of cormorants we own. So you only ever have to buy a skin once. Pretty cool. Yes, yes, yes. Go away. Okay, end of Microtransactions Agent. Let's get back to the blowing stuff up agent, shall we? So, equipment. Civilian light missile launcher. Get on there. Some missiles. Get on there. Extra missiles and cargo. Get in there. We do have 3 75mm rails. Are these available in this station? Let's hope so. Oh yes, lots of them are. We needed to buy another 4, so let's just do that. 4 of these, thank you. And now we see the power of the destroyers. Destroyers are essentially 2 frigates welded together. They're pretty flimsy, they're pretty slow, but they have an awful lot of guns. And an awful lot of guns is what we like. So let's open the cargo hold of our Merlin. Put all the ammo in here, and then we'll drag the ammo there, find where it went, and drag it into our current ship cargo. So we have some reloads. That's looking pretty good. We'll get an afterburner on it, probably a multi-spectrum shield hardener. Capacitor's not very happy, but then who really cares about that? Let's simulate this and see if we can make this fit any better. I don't think I'm going to bother with a shield repairer. It's got 1,000 shields already, so it's repairing 5 hit points a second on its own, which is pretty nice. So if we can get a medium shield extender on this thing, it would push it up to quite a bit higher. Do we have any of these restrained ones for sale in this station? No. Damn. How about Tech 1 variant in this station? No. Damn. I don't really want to spend that much money on that. That's quite annoying. How about these? Damn it. That's the problem about living in this particular region of space. This Jita place dominates the market and you can't find anything for sale anywhere else that isn't that particular station. It's slightly annoying, but it can't really be helped. I would really quite like to find one of these. It's a little bit closer than Jita, but the only one that is 1 jump away from Jita and it's quite expensive. You know what? This ship's probably good enough to last on its own. Its shields are probably good enough to survive anything that this mission arc can throw at it. Let's have a look at a small shield extender. It's going to help, but not very much. But none of these are available in this station either. Nope. Oh, sometimes Jita is so annoying. Okay, let's just go with this. It's got more than enough firepower. All the guns in the world. Weapon of choice. Hello, read details. Where is it? What's the location?
Warp drive active.
Okay, it did not give us a button to warp to the mission. That's strange. Anyway, it tells us that we have to use a civilian light missile launcher to destroy the pirate. You really don't, but, you know, it wants you to. Not a bad... I like the lights on this skin, because, yeah, the skins can change the lighting on the ships as well as the paintwork. There he is, he's only a little ship. How much does this do? 55 damage. Apparently it only does 2.6 damage a second. I might do 55 damage. Bloody hell. I nearly killed him in one shot. But the cycle time on this thing is absolutely abysmal. It hasn't even fired a second missile yet. What is the cycle time on this thing? If you show info on the missile launcher, cycle time, rate of fire, 21 seconds. Wow. 55 damage every 21 seconds. There it goes. Boom. Dead. Alright, mission complete, I guess. Agent home base dock.
Warp drive active.
So we put all these weapons on this new ship for no reason. Hurrah! As we can see on the fitting screen, this thing has lots of power grid and CPU, so we could easily get a whole rack of 125mm weapons on this. And probably a medium shield extended as well. Yeah, cormorants are pretty nice. That Microtransactions Agent can appear at any time after you've done 3 of the 5 career agents. She just pops up randomly. And for us, she popped up halfway through the 5th one. Strange, but there you go. Complete mission. Yes, we've done that. Mission 8. Okay, we're gonna go there, acquire some hostages, bring them back. Okie dokie. I'm going to take off the civilian missile launcher because it's absolute trash. So goodbye. Let's undock. Ah, we have a button now. That's nice.
Active.
Fall off ranges and optimal range is a lot longer on this ship than it was on the Merlin. Why is that? Let's show info. Have a look at the traits. Yes, indeed. Per level of Kaldari Destroyer skill, we get 10% bonus to small hybrid turret optimal range. And an extra 50% from the roll bonus, so that's pretty good. So at maximum skill, you'll get 50% from this and 50% from that, because there are 5 available skill levels of any given skill. And tracking speed, which is accuracy. Okay, this mission is supposed to be teaching you about working in a fleet, but to be honest, the new player experience already did that with Balan Ferris warping us around at will. And working with the mining fleet, so we've already done that, which again highlights how old these particular career agent missions are. Because when you're working in a player fleet, you will be given verbal instructions over Discord or TeamSpeak or any other third-party voice app. You'll be told what to do and when to do it and how to do it. And if you don't do it, they'll scream at you and never invite you back. Well, the worst fleets will do that. The best ones won't. Blah, 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 blah. Do what I tell you when I tell you. We're just to sit here and chill out. Whilst he does negotiations. That is a Concorde battleship. You can get this ship. It's extremely expensive. It costs about 6 billion ISK. That's billion with a B. Okay, now he's saying, go and get the hostages. And we're like, okay, we'll go and get them. Thank you, Fleet Commander. And this ship is called a Marshal. It's so expensive that everyone in the world wants to be on the mail for destroying one of these. So if you undock with one of these, you're very brave. Everyone will be out to kill you. And the fleet commander was like, don't shoot anyone unless I tell you, so we're flying into this pretty cool base. See, the art team can do stuff when they want to. Flying into the prison facility, we've got to get the prisoners, got to get the guys out, here we go. Loot them all, got them. Is this going to change to dock? Yes it is. Okay, end of mission. Warp in, get told to do some stuff. Take some stuff out of a box, go away. Easy peasy. More and more ships, as they're redesigned and updated, get moving parts when they enter and exit warp. It's fantastic to look at. I think these wings kind of extend a little bit.
Docking permission requested. Docking
Yeah,
request accepted.
not much, but a little bit. And these things twist. Okay, that was easy. What's next? Mission 9. Okay, now we're being told to use a civilian stasis web of fire on an enemy. We've been doing that. We did that in the new player experience. Again, it just underlines how old these are. These have not been updated to take into account what you've previously done in the new player experience. So although some of the issues with these agents have been fixed, they haven't really understood what the problems were. It's just replicating stuff that you've already done over and over again, and then they wonder why people get bored and leave EVE Online. They could streamline the whole thing. Jettison the market person into space and roll it in with the hacking person. You could seed some nice bits of loot in the hacking boxes and then take the players through the market, because there are only 5 missions in that arc, as we know. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. We have to chase this guy. Yeah, we're quite a bit slower. We only go 546 meters a second. Slower than a frigate. That's the thing. As your ships get larger, they get slower, and it takes longer to lock smaller targets than you. But that does come with like lots more firepower and lots more survivability. Bigger is not always better. Sometimes being small and fast is much better than being slow and big. Even in big PvP battles. Especially in big PvP battles. Small fast ships most definitely have their use. Well, this guy's shooting at me. He's not doing very much damage. But as soon as we get within 10 kilometers, we'll activate our cruddy stasis web and pin him in place. And he'll give up instantly, and we'll be told to go right back to the agent. It's close enough now. There we are. Done. Then dock at the agent.
Warp drive active.
We were told how to do this at the very start of the game. Like, the second ever thing we killed, we were told to use a civilian stasis webifier on it, so, you know, we've done that before. So again, this agent could easily be streamlined and meshed in with the Enforcer agent. You could streamline the whole thing. I think the big plan is to keep expanding the new player experience and make it replace these career agents. As we see, we're just replicating the same things we've already done over and over again. But they're being very slow. You know the bit we did with the big mining fleet and the mining station in the big asteroid field? That came out 7 months after the first bit. You know, the first bit where we warp away and use the stasis webifier. That used to just be the new player experience. That was the end. The whole mining bit came out 7 months later. That was like a year ago. And we never heard anything more about that hacking black box thing that Vesper and Aura were talking about. Never got round to releasing that. Anyway, well, let's do the final mission. It's called the exam. Yes, it's going to test everything we've learnt before. And when we accept the mission, we're going to be given the Kaldani Destroyer skill book, and we'll be given another cormorant when we complete the mission. Let's accept that. I don't believe we have this injected, so we'll inject it. So after 3 days, when our expert system runs out, we'll be able to keep flying this thing. Do I want to use this ship, or do I just trust my little Merlin? You know what? Let's go back to the Merlin. We spent all that time going to Jita and fully upgrading it, and whoopsie, let's take that off. And let's strip the fit. No, let's strip the fit on the destroyer, because I need that back. Thank you. I'll select everything, repackage it so it's flat packed. Things when they're not flat packed cannot be stacked. You have to flat pack them, which is called repackaging. Then you can stack them up. Stack all, lovely. Right, this will do. let's go and kill some stuff. This mission used to be much harder than it is now. But this is the advanced combat tutorial. It's supposed to be an exam and put into practice all the things you've learned, and it's just like, it's laughable. I don't know what they were thinking of when they changed this mission. I mean, the end of the original combat mission, the Enforcer Agent, is actually much more difficult than this thing is. Okay, there's 3 hostiles moving into the ships now. Good luck, here comes the big final fight. There they are, let's get after them. Turn on all the stuff, because we know the ship is cap stable. This is what player stations used to look like, this big thing here. There are still a few of them out there in the wild, but they're very rare and very, very expensive. Very cool looking. Anyway, let's kill these trainees first, I believe. Our keep it range is 12 now, so we'll just splam them. 5,000 disc each. See a tiny little sliver of red appearing every now and then on our shields, but we're repairing 30 shield hit points every 2 seconds, so we're keeping pace with the incoming damage. And this is our next contestant. Let's keep him lined up with the keep it range button. So our guns don't have to turn, they can just shoot. We'll turn our ship instead of letting our guns turn. And here's the terrorist leader. The big scary bad guy. The big boss of this entire 10-part mission arc. Done! Let's just have a look at his loot. And that was the exam. That was the big scary putting everything you've learned into practice end of arc mission. What were they thinking of when they made it this easy? Yeah, you had 3 bits of loot. Let's get back to the agent. You know what? I forgot to pack any extra ammo on this ship. Whoops. But we didn't even need it, did we? Well, that's the end of that. Get the loot, stick it over here, stack it all up, speak to the agent, complete the mission. We're done. Now what? Well, that's it. We've done all the career agents. We've done the new player experience. You're now in the open sandbox of EVE Online. Now you have to figure out what you're going to do all by yourself. Scary, isn't it? Oh, look, we've got a whole crap ton of stuff from the air program as usual. 7 more gifts, we'll just redeem them all, but it won't let us. No. Oh, it has let us do another expert system for some reason. Maybe it was a duplicate of one we already had. Let's check. Character, expert systems. Yes, it seems to have been a duplicate of something. Ooh, this one lasts 5 days. Nice. And we've been given another skill to inject, so there we go. Talking of skills, we have unallocated skill points, 50,000 of them. So you can apply the skill points by clicking this button, which will apply them all to our entire queue. And everything in blue is everything that will be done. So it'll do all these skills up to here on this one. Or you can leave your skill queue as it is. If we go to My Skills and find something we don't have trained already, like Kandari Destroyer, for example. If we want to keep using our Cormorant when our expert system runs out, but we don't want to stop training our Air Kaldari Enforcer skill plan, what we can do, we can right click here on the skill catalogue and select apply skill points, and it will ask us how many it wants us to apply. And helpfully it tells us we need to apply 500 of our 50,000 skill points to this skill to move it up to the next level. Okay, we need to do Kaldari Frigate level 3 before we can do that, apparently. That's slightly annoying. Okay, so we'll do that. Apply skill points. That's level 2.
Skill training completed.
And that's level 3. And now we can do Kaldari Destroyer completed. Level 1. And that's level 1 of that.
Skill training completed.
Simple. So now we can forever fly a Cormorant. So once our expert systems run out, we'll still be able to fly a cormorant, and we've still got 34,000 skill points to spend. Lovely. What else have we got that we haven't done? Poker relations, nah, I don't really care about that. Spaceship command, nah. Shield emission systems, don't really care. Do we have the requirements for this? Gunnery 4, yeah, we got that. So we'll apply some skill points to this. 1,000, there we go. One level of that done. Missile launcher operation. Well, that's in the skill plan anyway, so we don't really care about that one. Anything else we've injected but not actually used? Acceleration control. Increases afterburner or microwatt drive speed boost per level. So I think we'll apply some skill points to that. Make it permanent.
Skill training completed.
Nice. And the rest of it we'll just put on the skill plan. Boom!
Skill training complete.
So now the skill plan has suddenly gone down to 2 skills, and it's going to take like a day. And we're probably going to get even more air stuff. Yeah, look, we've just been given something because we've earned 500,000 Iskin bounties, so we'll just claim that as well. And we got even more career points and more 2 more things to redeem. Come on, man. Okay, what's in this? Hey, we got a Galente frigate skill book. So yeah, we'll have some of that as well. We'll inject that. Thank you. So now we have skills for 3 different races of frigate: Amar, Caldari, and Galente. The only one we're missing is Minmatar and all the proper pirate ones. There are other ones like Triglavian Collective and Edencom frigates, but they're very advanced, way beyond our pay grade at this point. And indeed, at this point, we should wrap up this episode, and indeed this entire series. We've got a whole ton of ships, a whole ton of stuff, most of which we can melt down or sell. We've got more ISK than I've ever seen a rookie end the game with before, nearly 13 million ISK. We've been given lots and lots of stuff. We've trained lots of skills. So now you'll have to forge your own path in EVE Online, and I would suggest you do that by actually hanging out in the chat channels and learning where to go from there. Ask people what to do, who to meet, who to hang out with, who to hook up with. They'll tell you. Corporation chat, not so much. If you click this button, open channel window and go to help. English help is really, really good. Lots of good people hang out in there. There's 378 people in the channel right now. There's also rookie help, which is slightly less helpful. It's mostly full of trolls and people trying to scam rookies, so maybe avoid that. If you want to find a guild, go into the corporate ones like English recruitment. But again, look out for scammers because they're absolutely everywhere. The agency is a good place to get all your PvE stuff. You can do agents and missions and stuff. In fact, something that should have happened didn't happen. I've only just realised there is something that Aura is supposed to send you towards. And that is another agent called the Epic Arc. So if you go to Agents and Missions, Epic Arcs. Epic Arcs are very long chains of missions which are all linked together and give you really good rewards at the end. Some of them are level 3, some of them are level 4. This one is level 1 and is aimed at rookies, and it takes you all over the galaxy, makes you about 15 to 20 million ISK. It will gain you reputation with all 4 empires because you work for all 4 of them during the course of it. And at the end, you can choose one of the 4 empires and you get a huge amount of reputation, and it may be enough to bump you directly to level 2 agent, so you can bypass the terrible grind of level 1 instantly. And Aura is supposed to point you to this. I mean, she is quite far away. And it is 54 missions, and it can take you many days to do as a rookie. When you get good, you can do it pretty damn fast. You can redo these epic arcs once every 90 days. So it's a really good way of gaining reputation. But anyway, we're not going to be doing that on this character. This character was literally just seeing what changes the developers have made to the career agents. They've made some changes, not enough. They still need an awful lot of work. There is still an awful lot of absolute garbage in them. As I've said, Entrepreneur can just go away. Soldier of Fortune and Enforcer could easily get rolled into one combat agent. The Explorer can have you find expensive goods in a hacking site and then take you through the market stuff. There's so much work that needs to be done on these, but they're better than they were, and the new player experience itself is actually very good. So I hope you find this series fun and informative, and I hope you come back and watch the rest of my channel at some point in the future. Until then, do look after yourself, and I'll see you again very soon.